Most disturbing cults on the internet. Chat, we're on this list. Deadass.
Questions Jeff, and his reply was, "How dare you question your God?"
They had to change their name to a male name. They had to get their hair cut. They had to basically transition into being a man, even though they were a heterosexual woman.
They would say, like, cut off your family because you need to work on yourself.
You have to die to your family
Ryan's
in order to
already
save
rich
them.
as fuck. Away from that. What up, turd?
When people
what
are
about
feeling
Ryan
alone,
Trahan's
they seek the
net worth
comfort of a
is?
community. And some people get so desperate for connection that they'll do anything to get it, even if it means trapping themselves inside a place that they
Dang, his net worth is $5 million.
can't escape. A cult. We'll
Pretty
talk
good
about
for a
some of the
YouTuber.
wildest cults on the internet, starting from the tamest to the most disturbing ones.
Ours
My
is
name
the
is
most
Visual
disturbing,
Venture. Hope
chat,
you guys
not
have
gonna
a
lie.
beautiful day ahead. Twin Flames Universe.
Imagine
Everyone
net
around the
worths.
world wants to find their one true love, which is why when a
said
cult
5 million,
emerged
not
promising
$5.
that they could find a soulmate, it quickly became one of the fastest growing cults
I'm in
in
the
the
wrong
world.
business.
Established in the early 2010s, the Twin Flames universe
I watched
had
the
one
Netflix
major promise
documentary
to its
about
followers.
Twin
It would help them
Flames
find their soulmate, no
universe,
matter what it took.
and it was
The
actually a
idea
pretty
is that
fucking
twin
crazy
flames
ass,
are two people believed to
documentary.
share the same soul, split into two bodies, creating a deep and intense connection. Their relationship helps them grow and achieve a higher purpose together.
Here's a fun statistic for you.
Look at that.
Generally,
Did
for
you
the
watch the
vast
documentary or no?
super majority of people on the planet, if you just listen to
For
our
real,
information
though.
and you genuinely do it,
Do you think you've met your twin flame yet, Allie?
and you don't know your twin flame, it should take you a week to get into harmonious
Yeah.
union. A really chill week.
These are the founders, Jeff Divine and Shalia Divine. A
Jeff Divine.
married couple and so-called twin flames.
Father
The two
Divine.
met each other online back in 2012 and started dating shortly
So,
after. They were
YC.
both very deep
So
and shared
YC.
views on intimacy, romance, and of course, twin flames. They both believe that
Definitely.
everyone has a true love, which was decided for them by the universe. In 2014, the couple started making YouTube videos together talking about their views on twin flames, and soon built a
Young
subscriber base of
Caucasian. Bruh. Ah. Bro, YC, get
like-minded individuals who agreed with everything they believed in. With a rapid growth, Jeff and Shalia transitioned
He's not
from
wrong.
making videos to building an actual community. So in 2007, they founded Twin Flames Universe and offered online classes to their fans called the Twin Flame Ascension Course. These were all paid classes helping anyone who would join to find their soulmate, aka their twin flame. As of 2024, the course starts
I
at
date all races.
$3,333, which includes over 100
The guy you're talking to, get this, bro. She talking to a man with a whole ass kid. She got a whole ass. She got to step up. She a mom now. Guess her acting right. Anyways, is this guy white or what? Pardon, bro. There's some twin flame courses for these. Look, they used angel numbers.
classes that are all 90 minutes long. Or if you wanted the everything package, you
He's
would only
Mexican.
need to drop
Mistillos.
off $8,888 for a more personalized experience.
No
For some,
bueno.
the money seemed worth it to
Tis,
find their
tis.
soulmate, but the true price was about to be revealed. In the Twin Flames universe, the main belief is simple.
Is he an
Each
Edgar?
person only
He's an Edgar. Oh my god, bro. He's definitely an Edgar. Bruh. Looking at the angel numbers. Oh Jesus. Fuck you, bro. He's an Edgar. A little goatee too. You got a face tat.
has one true soulmate. And regardless of what stands in the way, that person will never change. Even if that person was in a relationship, married, or of a different sexuality. The main issue with this group is that they would do anything to be with their twin flame. And the only people making that decision is none other
Does he call you mommy? He's like, mommy. And his little...
than the cult leaders, so
Yeah, I'm
questioning
done, I'm
them
done.
was not an option.
I'm pushing the
questioned
boundaries now.
Jeff, and his reply was,
Just the cut. I knew you had an Edgar cut. I'm gonna get a face tat. You won't. I knew it, bro. I could just tell. God damn, Allie. Allie's with an Edgar. A dweeb. Oh, well, what are you gonna get?
How dare you question your God?
But the reality was, the twin flames weren't restricted to members
Oh,
only.
this
Some
Allie
cult
just sent me
members
a
got
picture of
assigned
her man,
soulmates to
chat.
people outside of the group who knew nothing about the twin flames universe. Many of them had their own relationships, families, and life goals. This belief
You guys wanna
is
see, chat?
dangerous because twin flames members have done harmful things in their search for true love, all while under the guidance of Jeff and Shalia Devine. On November 2nd, 2016, a Reddit user posted a thread on the r/relationships
Allie.
forum. The title was "My friend 23F
TK is good. This is good.
is being stalked by someone who is part of the cyber cult Twin Flames Theory 36M, and he started posting worrying YouTube videos. In the post, he talks about how his friend, a 23-year-old woman, was the target of an obsessive love by a twin
An obsessive love by a twin flame.
Flames member. She was unnamed in the post, but for the sake of clarity, let's
We
call
don't
her
judge. I'm
Leah.
not
Two of
judging.
them met when she was 14 years younger than him. He was 30 at the time. But despite the age gap, they met up a few times casually, making it
mullet.
apparent that he wanted much more. Eventually, Leah stopped seeing him
he at
altogether,
least got
feeling
drip?
uncomfortable of his intentions. And for the next 6 years, they talked occasionally and took on completely different paths of life. But despite how distant she was, he never stopped obsessing over her. And it still got worse.
Oh,
He
girl,
documented
happy.
his one-sided love for her on his YouTube channel.
can pull off
where
an
he would
Edgar
post
if you got
concerning
drip.
videos. Many of them talked about how he had a God-given right to be with her, despite her clearly not feeling the same. In the Reddit post,
What if it
it
was
also
DK,
said that he would turn up
He got
at
a
her
kid,
house
don't
in
he?
the middle of the night uninvited. 6 months later, the user posted an update,
Oh,
and it wasn't
boy.
good news. The update started with the
Yeah.
user telling everyone that the police had since been contacted, but no action was
name.
taken. The Twin Flames member was arrested for only a short time, but then
Gonna
was
be
released.
friends. That's fucked up, Allie. Damn, girl. A weirdo. Bro. Wow.
Despite there being a ton of evidence to keep him behind bars. He continued to post creepy videos
go
talking
step
about his
up,
love
Mom.
for Leah, but this time he took it up a notch. The uploads got more frequent, and some
Literally.
days he even uploaded 2 videos that were as long as 20 minutes. He even made videos about his arrest, crying to the camera, stating how devastated he was about the situation. However, in the video, he also said that he forgave Leah for what she did, and there was nowhere in the world she could hide for long. But things really reached a tipping point when he
Creepy.
uploaded a video of himself in his car, clearly mentally unstable, talking about his past life.
Been
He
there.
claimed that he did very harmful things to
Sicko.
people in the
Hey,
past and
Leaner.
referred Leah in the video. The video was taken as evidence to the police, and the entire situation had to be settled in court, where a restraining order was eventually issued. Despite how terrifying
Victim.
this was, the Twin Flames universe was far from over. In the
Bro,
world
we
of
should enroll Allie in Twin Flames universe. It wouldn't stop being creepy. Bro, trust me. Listen, you ladies think you have it bad. I be blocking dudes too, bro. I be having some weird ass motherfuckers, bro. Like, you guys have seen some weird shit, I'm sure, pop in the stream on comments. Bro, I've had some weird ass DMs, bro. Probably the weirdest shits. Dudes you saw in your DMs? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Listen, that's crazy. Dudes, girls, don't even matter.
Twin Flame, stalking isn't seen as creepy. It's seen as the process
one of the
of
weird
getting
ones.
true
Nah,
love.
if you're
Not
weird,
only
you
do
get
the
blocked,
members
so
of the Twin Flames
you're not
push
blocked.
boundaries, but so do its
Compare
cult
creeds.
leaders.
I need to make another, what's it called? Weird, horny, creepy DMs. On all genders. I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing, but some people are sick. Like, for real and Lena. Cult leaders?
In 2019, the Twin Flames universe was business as usual. Jeff and Shalia had evolved from pairing cult
Yeah,
members
girl,
with
like,
random
hey,
people
Sammy.
to now those only within
What if I started in that chat? I was like, alright, you two are a couple. You two are a couple.
the group. But that didn't
Everyone
mean
couple up.
problems in matchmaking disappeared. Together, Jeff and Shalia created 20 Twin Flame pairings for members of the cult, some of which were between straight women. Although some of them weren't attracted to the same gender, the leaders still believed that their pairings were accurate. However,
who's
this wasn't
mine?
the issue.
The
It
holy
said that
mole.
in the Twin Flames universe, each pairing must have a divine masculine and a divine feminine member, which wasn't
Who's
the case
mine?
for some of these
You
pairings.
don't get
So
one.
instead of finding them new matches, Jeff
work
and
like
Shalia
that.
proposed a different
Don
solution,
Julio.
forcing one of them to become the divine masculine.
Yeah.
They had to change their name to a male name. They had to get their hair cut. They had to basically transition into being a man, even
safe,
though
turkey
they
poop.
were a heterosexual heterosexual woman.
While some of the members decided to just leave, others stayed and followed the leader's suggestions. One of those members was Anne. She claimed that Jeff and Shalia pushed her to change her name to Dan since she was supposed to be the divine masculine flame. And some didn't just change their appearance physically. At least 3 of the members did medically also. Despite all the controversy, the Twin Flames universe remains active today, and there are still people on
How do cult
YouTube
leaders like this get so much power? Like, no one listens to shit I have to say. These guys are saying, yo, go transition. They went and got surgery and everything.
that praise their teachings. While some members of this cult made serious sacrifices in order to join the next cult, you must surrender your entire life.
Because you're unserious. It's mad
Love has
foul. I mean, I'm not saying I would want that. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I want everyone to, like, oh, listen to me, obey me. But I'm just saying, like, I couldn't imagine, like, how much power you gotta have over someone. No, I've seen it. The documentary was so good to me. I loved it. Yeah, I'm wanted. Listen, I'm happy for you. Happy for you. Love is love.
Born on November 30th, 1975, Amy Carlson was the picture-perfect daughter. Growing up, she was a straight-A student and was a member of her school's choir. Although she was living between 2 broken homes, Amy still seemed to have a bright future. But it all started to change in the early 2000s when Amy started developing a new interest, one in New Age philosophy. Amy started being active in New Age religious forums, and she eventually found a favorite, lightworkers.org. And when she did, her life changed forever. On lightworkers.org, Amy met an online friend, Robert Saltzgaver, or better known by his internet alias, Amaranth White Eagle. The two soon grew
Amaranth White Eagle. It sounds like a Wizard 101 name.
close and developed a unique relationship. Robert saw her as something that wasn't even human to him. Amy was a divine being, but not just any divine being, she was the creator of the universe. With the help of Robert, Amy started to believe that she was a 19 billion year old spiritual being that had birthed all of the universe's creations. Robert also convinced her that she's been reincarnated 534 times as notable religious and historical figures like Jesus, Cleopatra, and even Marilyn Monroe. From there, things moved quickly. Amy wasted no time in embracing her new so-called identity. She abandoned everything in her life, including her husband, children, and her job as a McDonald's manager. Leaving everything behind, she joined...
Damn, bro. I mean, probably because it's better than their own reality. I was reincarnated twice. No, the fuck you weren't.
Robert for a new life in Colorado. Together, they founded the Galactic Federation of Light, or what we know today as Love Has Won.
Our guest today calls herself Mother God. She is a leader of an organization called Love Has Won.
Officially founded sometime in 2006.
Past lives are real. Past lives.
Love Has Won started out as a way for Robert and Amy to share their new age philosophies with the world. The two posted their first YouTube video about the group and its beliefs in 2009 and quickly went from two lovers to cult leaders. The YouTube videos picked up a decent amount of traction on the platform and became Amy and Robert's main way.
Seem to Mother God. Mother of God. Scratching everything you own for leaving me lonely. So lonely. Cults are horrible, forget that. No, they're not, bro. Mine's lit. My cult's about turning up and having fun.
Way of recruiting new members. In these videos, Amy took on the role of Mother God and portrayed herself as a divine being that was capable of miracles. Some miracles included curing cancer and other terminal illnesses. This drew a lot of people.
What the hell? Ali, why are you climaxing right now? I'm literally live on Twitch. Just you mean hours? Holy shit. Fuck me sideways. I told you, bro, it's that humidity. Swampy down there. Freaky. Good lord. What up, Alu Court? Damn, chat. Damn.
Robert was Father God, at least at first, but over the years, Amy would have several other Father Gods, replacing them as issues arose. One of the most prominent ones being Jason Castillo, a convicted felon with a lengthy criminal record. Amy would offer
What the
etheric
fuck?
surgery priced at $88 per session. In these sessions, Amy claimed that she was able to remove sickness and negative energy from the body through just one simple phone call.
And we like to say to the YouTubers, we are doing brain surgeries, organ repair.
But in reality, she
Brain
couldn't heal anyone.
surgery.
In fact, she couldn't even heal herself, but we'll get back to that. As the cult
Exactly.
grew in numbers, they
Start
also
scamming
started
people.
releasing
You already did scam people.
more content. Amy and the other members started to do daily live streams on the platform.
They spend their time bringing in donations.
They were
via
live streaming.
selling new age merchandise, and attending to Carlson's every need.
It said that Love Is One was able to cultivate a community of around 100 to 200 members. As Mother God, Amy was supposedly going to
Bro, I was one of the people who fall for this shit.
be the one to lead 144,000 people to ascension, which will take them from this current world to a mystical fifth dimension. Although many of the cult members were scattered worldwide, connecting through Facebook and Skype,
Well, I need
the
to
core
find
group
these
stayed
people.
together in one location. They moved between states like Florida, California, Oregon, and Colorado, renting places to use as
out
their
in the
cult's
liberal
base.
West.
There were around 12 to 20 Love Is One members that were at the forefront of everything. They were the stars of the live stream, were Amy's favorites, and were seen as the group's core members. They called Amy their mom and treated her not just like a leader, but also a parental figure. Eventually, Amy,
think they will
Robert,
find
and
my
the core
soulmate,
members
guys?
settled into
Probably.
a permanent residence in Crestone, Colorado.
Yo,
The
pray
house
for
had been
me.
purchased by one of the
I got my
members for
BBL on Skype.
$63,000 and became the base of the cult's operations. The members, like Amy herself, threw away their lives to move here and devoted all their time and energy into the cult and its growth. One of these members was an unnamed man who we'll call Ryan for now. Ryan's story really brought to light just how wicked Love Is One's operations were at their home base. His sister Amanda Ray told the Denver Post all about what had
Getting your
happened
clip
in a
pierced?
tell-all interview. Ryan was
piercings
living
are
the American
crazy.
dream. He had a loving wife, 2 kids, and a 6-figure job in Mississippi. He and his family lived in a $500,000 home.
I ain't got
But
a
Ryan
clit,
would
and I can
soon
feel
land
that shit in
himself
my
in a
clit
spiral
thinking about it.
after the stay-at-home crisis. He always had some interesting opinions, particularly when it came to topics like conspiracies. He had just lost his job and was unsure of what the future was going to hold. He was afraid of his next steps and felt
Fantastic.
more alone than ever. So when he stumbled upon Amy and Love Is One, who also aligned with his beliefs, he finally felt seen. Ryan signed up for Amy's etheric
Is that a
surgery
penis?
sessions where he started
Is that a fucking cock?
falling into the clutches of the cult. Through these sessions, he became a devoted follower
Or the
of Amy and
Jacob's
started
ladder.
to see her as the mother god that the cult was claiming her to
it?
be. He would eventually give her and the cult over $15,000 in donations
God
and payments for
damn.
sessions. Soon after attending these sessions, Rand's behavior at
He's
home
definitely getting
drastically
stroked.
changed. He no longer slept,
You
he
wanna see
started
I
dressing
Fear?
differently
Oh, I'm
and
not
acted
afraid.
like a completely different person. All clear signs that he started his transition into becoming a Love Is One cult member. Like most cults, Love Is One had a strict set of rules that each member had to follow. This included limiting the amount of sleep that they had to just 4 to 5 hours a day, having a specific
Damn.
diet, and only wearing the clothes that the
Amy
cult
could never
approved.
join.
After all of these changes, Ryan had
loves
become
eat way too much.
unrecognizable to his family and friends. His behavior was so concerning that his wife Ariane even sent their kids away for fear that he would negatively influence them. But that wasn't all. In May 2020, Ariane and Ryan were finishing
in
up
this
a
call.
couples therapy
I would
session.
thrive.
And
I never
instead of
sleep.
following his wife's car to go home, Ryan took his car in the complete opposite direction. His wife followed his car all the way to his destination, which to her shock was the airport. The reason? Ryan wanted to join the rest of the Love Is One members in Colorado. He left his
Flying
wife with
colors,
some chilling final
my
words.
rainbow
Mother God
colors.
has called me home. Unable to
What?
stop him, Ryan's friends and family let him be. They began watching Amy's YouTube live streams in hopes of
How bad is
catching
it
a
when you get kicked in the balls? This is crazy. How bad does it hurt? Really fucking bad.
glimpse of Ryan, and for the first day after
You
his
soft
departure,
launching
they
it? I'm
saw,
hard.
but the next day he wasn't there anymore. His wife and sister began
Be
to
home,
worry,
chat.
especially considering
I'm
that
Mother
cult
God.
members on the stream were saying things about how a new member's energy wasn't right, and that he was on the wrong side of the
Why?
mountain. Speculating that things had gone wrong, his loved ones called the local police in Colorado. The next
gotta
day,
tell
their
my
suspicion would be
rights take
confirmed.
that.
Ryan was found by the authorities wandering in the wilderness,
I did all these damn
alone,
squats
borderline
today.
delirious. He burned his eyes from staring at the sun too intensely and was covered in leaves and cactus needles. His cult members abandoned him with nowhere to go in Colorado. Before his family could
Dude, caramel.
Make it to him, Ryan signed the paperwork to get himself discharged from the hospital. He was eventually
That
found
was a rice cake. It's healthy. You never seen a rice cake? It's like just mini ones.
underneath a bridge in his hospital gown, claiming that he had ascended after doing what Mother God had told him to do. He's still recovering to this day. Love as One soon began falling apart after
I don't like peanut butter.
some members came to the realization they were ultimately being brainwashed. Many former members
The caramel and the cheddar, top tier.
of the group have come out to speak about their experiences, and they all said similar things. Amy was manipulative, hypocritical, and made their lives a living hell.
It's a lot of mental manipulation, a lot of brainwash. She only lets us sleep 4 hours. We have to wake up every day at 5 a.m. We start live stream at 6.
Everything is dog. He be on the deal. Bro, it'd leave it oily. You know what I mean? Bro, I still have to give Umi her pills. I gotta hide it in peanut butter and stick it to the roof of her mouth.
Revolved around Amy.
Amy's true colors also became much more apparent. Although the cult had a strict no drinking and no substances policy,
Amy, because I couldn't drink and no substances? Oh, hell no. Fuck this cult.
Amy didn't follow that herself. In
I wouldn't
fact,
be able to
she was
join
an
anymore,
avid drinker, and this soon started to affect not just her behavior,
like you
but her
want it.
health.
Amy, at that point in time, was definitely one of the most brilliant, insightful people I've ever met. But it would all change after dinner.
You know
She
what I
could
mean?
drink like
Nah, it gets oil of everything.
I've never seen before.
After all the drinks,
Sickening.
Amy would become the complete opposite of what her followers had grown to love about her. She was angry, mean-spirited, and nothing like the Mother God that Love Has Won knew.
You are reason for all humanity.
Eventually, all of it would start to take a toll on her. She got extremely ill. As someone who claimed she could heal others with just one phone call, she couldn't do the same for herself. In May 2021, she passed. But that didn't mean that her followers left. Colorado police visited the home days after to find that her body was still in the cult house, wrapped like a mummy, covered in glitter and Christmas lights. Love Is One was unmistakably a cult. However, some cults are much harder to spot, even if they're hiding in plain
Chat. You guys want to hear of a good sandwich? Get 2 pieces of garlic bread. Put them in the air fryer or whatever. Cook them up. Then get pasta. Like some oats high pasta. Holds it together. Put it on the garlic bread. On one piece. Put some Parmesan on it. Put another piece of garlic bread on top. And have a pasta sandwich. No one wants the spaghetti sandwich. Show them, brother. It's a real thing, chat, and you should try it.
Site. 7M Films. Founded in 2021, 7M Films is a Los Angeles-based talent management company. Recently, the company has focused on TikTok, signing several big-name influencers into their roster. On their website, which doesn't have much information, 7M Films claims to have increased the collective social media following of their clients from 1.8 million to 10.4 million.
Let's make a creamy garlic bread grilled cheese. I've been seeing this Korean cream cheese garlic bread on TikTok and it looks so good. So this is a sandwich version filled with tons of different cheeses and a garlicky, spicy cream cheese filling. You can't go wrong with any of these flavors, but there's something about this filling that puts this grilled cheese on a whole nother level. Of course, I added hot honey because I put it on everything, but this sweet and salty masterpiece sandwiched between 2 slices of garlic bread
pasta.
is chef's kiss. You can find my recipes on my newsletter or on my website. Both links are in my bio.
Prado. That's not even a pasta sandwich. World. Is it lagging? Chat, I promise, pasta sandwiches are good. Bro, they're good. That's between bread. Because you're a baby. Meatball sub is dead. I had pasta on it. You're dumb, man. If someone put a pasta sandwich in front of you with garlic bread, you're not gonna eat it. Oh my god.
But other than that, nothing else is known about the company, which is probably a strategic move on their part, considering the dark story behind its origins. 7M Films isn't just a talent management company, it was tied to a cult, the Shekinah Church. According to their website, Shekinah Church's primary goal is to save 1 billion souls by sharing their faith with the world. But to do this, they aim to aggressively train God's people, which they took too far. The founder and pastor of Shekinah Church is Robert Shin. He's also the creator of 7M Films. It's said that he started 7M Films after his son, a videographer named Isaiah
What does that mean? You're a picky eater.
Shin started doing work in the influencer industry. Through his son's connections and using platforms like TikTok, Robert and his team at Shekinah Church were—
That means cult. I've heard of them too. I study cult leaders, bro, honestly. Welcome home, Turk.
Able to recruit several up-and-coming influencers to join.
Does a pasta sandwich sound good?
The company, particularly dancers, with one of the most famous being Miranda Derrick. But soon, the true origins of 7M Films came to light after Miranda's family posted an Instagram video in March 2022 begging for help to bring Miranda back from the darkness that was 7M Films.
Fuck yeah.
So real.
Thank you.
It doesn't, yeah. We just want Miranda back. And don't know what to do.
Miranda Derrick, born Miranda Wilking, is an influencer with over 1.6 million followers on Instagram. She blew up on the internet with dance videos on a joint TikTok account with her sister Melanie. They now post separately, with Melanie rebranding their old account, which has 3.7 million followers. Like many up-and-coming influencers, Miranda knew that to continue on her path to stardom, she needed proper representation. So she enlisted the help of 7M Films in 2021 and joined their talent management company. This is where everything started to fall apart. At first, things seemed pretty normal, but over time, Miranda started distancing herself from her family, and eventually she cut them off completely. She became heavily involved in the church, similar to other 7M dancers. But Miranda's family went over a year without hearing a word from her. Miranda even got married to fellow 7M dancer James Derrick without telling her family. They started to fear that 7M Films was the reason for this. Miranda also didn't come to the funeral of her own grandfather and ended up blocking her sister on social media altogether. Distraught and not sure what to do, Miranda's sister Melanie turned to her thousands of Instagram followers. She and her parents went on Instagram Live to address the situation, asking the public to help bring Miranda back home and sending a message to her sister via the stream. They also issued a warning to the other dancers on TikTok about 7M Films. Clips of this live stream quickly went viral, and the media started digging into the roots of 7M. Melanie had also started working together with Kaylee Paulson, who was an investigative influencer that was searching for the truth behind the company. 7M's ties to Shekinah Church were soon revealed, and they made a statement on March 25th, 2022. There, they said that although Robert Shin was a pastor at Shekinah Church, there were no affiliations between the company and the church, which was not true. Following this news, former Shekinah Church member Lydia Chung also took this as an opportunity to tell her story. In 2009, Lydia had attempted to sue the church and Robert for fraud, but was unsuccessful. She claimed that she's been swindled out of nearly $4 million, both in property and personal funds during her time at the church, which was from 1996 until 2008. She also confirmed the allegations that 7M Films and the church were connected, and also openly called the organization a cult. Lydia also gave further insight on how 7M Films works behind the scenes. She claimed that the company used popular influencers like Miranda as a way to infiltrate the entertainment industry. She also claimed that Robert tried to enter the American entertainment market years ago with little success, and that 7M Films' sole goal was to help Robert achieve his dreams of mass influence in the industry. Other Shekinah Church members also came forward echoing Lydia's claims. They said that Robert Shin had brainwashed them and used Isaiah isolation and intimidation tactics to keep them under his control. Allegedly, the same thing happened at 7M Films. The company required all of its signed talent to completely cut ties with their family, which would explain why Miranda, someone who was so close to her family, just suddenly stopped speaking to them. Other investigative Instagram accounts.
But 7M Films isn't like putting out like blockbuster Hollywood movies or songs. I mean, they have 24K followers, like...
soon popped up like at exposing 7M. They were able to find evidence from other 7M dancers that also seemed to confirm the allegations. After all this controversy, Miranda actually made a statement denying all the claims that she was involved in a cult. She also claimed that she was going to meet up with her family, yet soon after, she left town completely and didn't meet up with them. But the statement wasn't going to be enough to close the floodgates that were now being opened. More Shekinah church members opened up to news outlets. Business Insider got an exclusive interview with 10 former members who told them that they were brainwashed while in the cult. Allegedly, Robert maintained complete control over members' lives. He had access to some of their personal bank accounts. For one married couple in the cult, Robert was only giving them $15 a week as allowance using their own money. The members also recalled being unable to celebrate any family birthdays or events as they had to sever all family ties to better serve God. Some were even forced to get new names as a symbol of abandoning their past lives. And Robert was able to convince Shekinah and 7M members to do this by guilt-tripping them. He claimed that if they didn't cut off familial contact, then their loved ones wouldn't be able to join them in heaven.
They would say, like, cut off your family because you need to work on yourself.
You have to die to your family in order to save them.
Some were also pushed to live in group homes with other cult members and give away all their possessions to more senior members of the church. 20% of their salaries went back to Shekinah, an additional 10% was given to Robert himself. And when members started their new job, the entire first paycheck had to be given to Robert so that he could bless it and make them more fruitful. An unnamed mother of a 7M dancer also told Insider that when her son joined the company, he started talking to her differently before dropping contact altogether. But the way he was typing, she seemed to believe that someone else was writing the messages for him. 7M Films and Shekinah Church have all denied these allegations. Even with Netflix's new documentary bringing the issue into the spotlight, Miranda still denies cult allegations.
I didn't know there was
She remains with 7M Films and talks to her family occasionally, but only if they don't ask her about her involvement with 7M or the church. This next cult is absurd. It's led by a convicted criminal, and I don't understand how people fall for it. University of Cosmic Intelligence.
Candy.
I opened this YouTube channel for this University of Cosmic Intelligence. Starting today, this is only for the fifth dimensional beings, those beings who are still stuck on the third dimension. This channel might not be for you.
This is Rashad Jamal, an author and rapper from Atlanta, Georgia. But most notably, he's a self-proclaimed prophet and the leader of the infamous cult, the University of Cosmic Intelligence. Rashad posted his first video called Divine Insight Introduction Video on his YouTube channel on September 1st, 2020. Since then, the channel gained over 200,000 subscribers with thousands more followers on other platforms. To join the University of Cosmic Intelligence, all people have to do is purchase one of the 3 packages outlined on the group's website. The gold package is the cheapest option, priced at $33.69 per month. The violet package is the priciest at $333.33. These packages give followers access to Jamal live lectures where he talks about the group's beliefs and stances on the modern world. These are some beliefs that the University of Cosmic Intelligence has. Certain NBA players are robots, government officials are reptilian shapeshifters, and the weather is controlled by the government to control alternate dimensions.
There she go right there, Mariana Williamson, okay? A lot of these politicians, and she is a reptilian shapeshifter, okay?
But undoubtedly, the most well-known belief that the group has is on certain ethnicities. The group, unlike some of the others we've talked about, has a very specific demographic, Black and Latino people. That's because the leader Rashad claims that those ethnicities are what he calls carbonated beings, which are spiritually enlightened beings that have been handpicked by God. In short, they were gods and goddesses.
You know who that is? That's
God in 4 days. You can probably do it quicker.
This is how Black and Latinos originally.
I know a lot of people with the first name Jackson.
A blue like this, which they showed you in Avatar. You see the Kundalini energy, third eye pineal gland, very powerful energy.
Although Rashad built a community of loyal followers, many of them didn't know his dark secrets.
Ali, you definitely
In 2023,
dated like a white
Rashad
voice
Jamal was
Jackson.
convicted on charges related to his ex-girlfriend's son. Charges so bad that we can't talk about it on YouTube. According to court documents, a Georgia judge gave him a sentence of 18 years in prison with an additional 22 years on probation. But while this arrest opened the eyes for some cult members, some others felt even more compelled to support their leader. A petition was created titled Justice for Rashad Jamal with 1,261 signatures out of their 15,000 goal. Although Rashad's charges were disturbing, many of his followers supported his release. His social media comments were flooded with support from University of Cosmic Intelligence followers who still practice what he preaches even while he's behind bars, and some much more than others. In August of 2023, the public was shocked when this news headline went viral. 6 people across the United States, including 2 3-year-olds, had gone missing. The common denominator, they were all tied to Rashad Jamal and the University of Cosmic Intelligence. Among the 6 are 25-year-old Michaela Wickerson and her 3-year-old
I bet I could guess 2 more off the top of my head.
Daughter Malaya from St. Louis, Missouri. They had been distancing from their family prior to their disappearance. According to information supplied by Michaela's mother, Michaela had been showing signs of concerning behavior for months leading up to this. At the time, her mother didn't think too much about it, assuming that it was just a temporary spiritual journey that her daughter was embarking on. Michaela and her daughter had been family people for a long time, but out of the blue, Michaela stopped coming around and pushed her family members away. Michaela lived on her.
This one dude Drake told me about. He had the weirdest name I've only ever heard that name in a cartoon. I was like, there's actually a person with that name. And at that a young person, I thought this name belonged to people in their 85s only. Like,
her own and was always an independent person, so it wasn't a cause for concern. But this time, they were wrong. In late 2022, Michaela stopped contacting her family almost completely. Her and her daughter lived a 30-minute drive away from the rest of the family in a house in Berkeley, Missouri. During this period of no contact, Michaela became a devoted member of the University of Cosmic Intelligence. For months, Michaela and her daughter remained in.
It was Hustis. Yes, bro. Did she tell you, or are you joking? Pushing on point, Slay. I wasn't gonna say anything. Eustace, yeah, dude. That's from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nah, she ain't telling me, bro. That's literally what it. Oh, dude. I literally looked. I was like, Eustace. I was like, dead ass. Was he hot? I don't know. I don't know anything about him other than his name. I was like, fucking Eustace. No, ain't no way.
Their own little bubble, with Michaela spending most of her time talking to the other cult members online. But what really marked the start of Michaela's downfall was when she quit her job in March 2023. After this happened, Michaela's boss called her mother to inform her about the news, which
good qualities about him, but Hustis is no Custis. What?
Triggered a confrontation with her daughter.
Was it Custis?
Michaela brushed off all the questions, claiming that she was going to start her own business, but her mother wasn't convinced, so she stopped by Michaela's house unannounced to check up on her. There, she saw a bunch of people she didn't recognize. Michaela's neighbors noted that these people had been at her house for a while now, and they were often
it was Olga. That's crazy. I gotta make a call. No, I just thought it was such a crazy name. Ketchup Custis.
Seen meditating outside in the backyard in broad daylight. It's speculated that these are other members of the University of Cosmic Intelligence and also the other missing people in the case. And in August 2023, just 4 months after she quit her job, Michaela and her daughter disappeared, along with 4 other members of the cult. It's said that they were last spotted at a Quality Inn near St. Louis, but neither Michaela, her daughter...
Oh, it's no shade, bro. It's no shade. Like, bro, if my name was, like, Reginald III, I would let you guys clown it, because that's a silly name. But if the name's funny, the name's funny.
or any of the other missing people have made contact
Other
with
than
any
that, there's
family
no
members
hate.
since then.
No
The missing
hate.
persons cases aren't the
Your
only
name is
tragedies
corny.
linked
Cynthia Jackson. You don't like it?
to this cult. Rashad has been connected to many other crimes.
I think you have a
Nearly
pretty name, Elena.
$800,000. That's the bond set for the man accused of murdering his mother with a samurai sword.
In January of 2022, Damien Winslow Washam, who was only 24 years old at the time, did something he could never take back. He was charged with ending his mother and hurting his uncle and brother in the process. Damien, up until this point, had no real prior criminal history aside from a misdemeanor of having marijuana, and he'd shown no signs of mental illness. The only red flag, the stuff that he'd been doing on the internet.
Washam says he noticed subtle changes over the past 4 to 6 weeks. He says his son sold his beloved PlayStation games and started
the PlayStation.